Okay, universe. It's now the 30th of January, and it is 7:30. So, should I be talking still? I don't know, maybe not. But, kind of felt like it. Because, as much as I was playing with times and misplaying with times, in the last one, which was all of, 6 minutes ago, maybe? Something like that? Not very long ago. Pause. It's funny, it's like, I just made the decision to not try to get a little bit of a quick nap in, which I think at this point could also be a good decision, but instead, to smoke all of my sativas. So, of course, why not pester you, huh? Pause. And first on that list is definitely going to be Super Lemon Haze, and then Golden Goat. I am loving these two. These two are great. Pause. Oh, but don't think I'm not looking forward to the Clementine and the ATF for the inside group, or the Alaskan Thunderfuck for the outside group. Okay. We're going to do these in reverse order. Actually, we're going to go Golden Goat and then Super Lemon Haze. Reputation management. Managing your reputation is important. And it's important because it's really all you got. What you have in the universe is your actions and deeds therein, and the resulting fallout and accolades appropriately. And then your reputation as it is presented or described, I suppose, in circles large and small. And obviously, being talked about behind your back incorrectly is bullshit. But if it's, you said this, no, I didn't, I in fact said this, well, how much of your reputation has really been tarnished? People make mistakes, could have been innocent. People make mistakes, could have been intentional. People make mistakes, could have been tactical. There are times when, if you're not willing to stand up and say no, and if you continue these shenanigans, not only will I take it further, but we will expose your nefarious ways as the cretin you are who tries to ruin someone's reputation. We even consider it ruinous to have someone attack in a threatening or at least deviantly substantial way our reputation. However, Golden Goat has no problem with that because its reputation is fucking spotless. One thing Christian reminded me of, and I admit, I've been smoking too fast. I've been inhaling like a goddamn drowning victim trying to get oxygen, instead of doing it like a person who's breathing. The number one intermediate to advanced tip for smoking weed is slow the fuck down. Get your breathing into a pattern before you take a bong hit of slow, long breaths, and then take a slow, long hit. Or chug like a fucking motherfucker and continue to take hits like you're gasping for air, and never really get as high as you truly can if you fill your lungs with low, slong hits. You can even call them slongs. Alright. Although I think schlong is a very close name for something else, so maybe I wouldn't call them that. And that's another way that you can protect your own reputation, 420, by not getting into situations where you are vulnerable to have your reputation tarnished. Even by mistake. Especially by mistake. Especially by mistake. Putting yourself in situations where reputations get tarnished by mistake all the time, like visiting a whorehouse. Oh, but I didn't actually have a liaison. I just was there to see what kind of wall coverings they have. Okay. You can do whatever you want to think your reputation hasn't been tarnished, but it has. And so, to grab back reputation that has been tarnished is part of life. You don't get to go through life with the squeaky clean windshield of no bug ever hit me. Right. That means you never moved. Maybe in that one circumstance, your reputation cannot be tarnished. If you choose never to interact with the universe at large, yeah, maybe that's one way to keep your reputation squeaky clean. But that's missing the whole point of life. So, that's not even a 6 one way, half dozen the other. That's just, whoops, you fucked up, bro. And whoops, you fucked up, bro, is a lot of shit to come through, in my opinion. Because you're going to have to, at some point, have that reckoning moment of, why did I do that? What was I thinking? And I've had a lot of those. I mean, a lot. Enough that they really did sideline me. I was the guy putting my arm up saying, Coach, you got to pull me out of the game. You don't understand. I'm hurting the team by being on the field. If I don't get a chance to go to the bench and perhaps out of the game entirely, we can't win the game. So, having to unwind all of that came from deciding I had become a different person. Now, how did I become a different person? That's the true mystery. That's the part I haven't solved. And that may be the part that, honestly, I need to converse my way through the universe with to really understand how it happened. Because I'm starting to get little glimpses of maybe I caught on to this, but I didn't notice it, or maybe I had more of this in me than I had ever thought about because I hadn't thought about it before. The more I converse with a wide variety of people, the more I'm seeing how they are helping themselves manage whatever they're going through. And it makes me see some mechanisms that were in place that I just hadn't given myself credit for, and some hurdles that I've overcome that I didn't even know were hurdles because I just jumped right through them. We all have the easy roads that we don't even realize we took because other people took the same roads, but it wasn't easy. And so all this perspective is helping me think about how to best maintain another person's opportunity to never be mischaracterized as well. You don't need that. That's static that has to get cleaned up. They said, what about me? Well, that's not even true. It's not even close to true. As a matter of fact, I know what they're fucking talking about, and that's wrong. That isn't even what was stated. And since I had to have one of those moments yesterday, it just made me think about, I don't know, how quick we are to have to take interest in other people's lives because we're having trouble taking interest in our own. But I will always be somewhat amateur when it comes to reputation management because I just wish that wasn't a thing that had to be done. Which is funny that I put being there for somebody on the list. Oh man, I've always been a really good friend until I get bored and want to go do something else. And I've never really considered my friends in that equation. I'm bored, I want to go do something else. Well, that means I'm going to leave blank and blank behind. Yeah. So, do they want to come? They can come, but I bet they don't want to. Has sort of been where that conversation ends in my head. But I don't know if that's fair enough, because I feel like sometimes your friends need you not to abandon them. I don't know if that's enough reason to stay. But I've never really had a really good reason to go other than I'm just kind of bored. I want some adventure. Which I do think is enough. Oh, do you see? And this is really the kind of stuff that's been giving me 8-minute journeys as I sit there staring into my corner at the wall socket. And just drifting from thought to thought about, well, yeah, but if you do this, then are you really a friend? Well, yeah, but if you do this, is your friendship on the line? Or, yeah, if you do this, I mean, what kind of friend would ask that of you? Meaning in the long run, all that thought, all that what if, how might, how could, how should, what might, I don't know. Is it of absolute zero value and I'm just wasting my time entirely? Or is it the kind of stuff that just, given enough depth and thought and textural consideration, opens you up to the deepest potential for depth, thought, and considerate friends? Well, deep, thoughtful, and considerate friends who bring you Kroger's Mercado Sandia sweet watermelon sodas inspired by tradition, authentic flavored drinks at 7:43 in the morning. Oh, America, don't tell me you're not drinking fucking soda in the morning. I know you are, because I know you are. But moving on to our reputations and being there for someone. I'm there for you soda drinkers. I even called a soda for you instead of pop. Yummy tummy. I got somebody in my life right now who I know I've had past lives with. I mean, I'm not certain we're not split souls. We are that fucking close. And yet, I totally approached her the wrong way. And I know it. I now know exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I've been doing it wrong from the get-go. But I cleared that all up yesterday at the end of the day. And it gave me the sort of calmness in something that had wound me up, that I do think that's a little bit why it opened me up to some really crazy forward-thinking dreams. Because I finally stopped being my own problem in a situation that shouldn't be problematic. By thinking through how to receive someone instead of how to make them want you. I don't know. And this is not about sex at all. This is about helping someone tune their radio back to the harmonic-centered frequency that it, if running on, is the best radio station, at least in this region. So, I am humbled by the thought that this person and I may experience time on this planet together. I know we will. I just am humbled by the idea that I have an opportunity to watch this person turn into their true selves, because I know that that is one huge piece we've been missing as a species. And there are tons of these people out there. But I have found one of the true superstars. And I have also found a couple superstars who are in bloom, who do not need to be unfolded or uncovered. They are already active. And I think I'm probably even missing a few, because I uncovered another one or two last week. So, there's a whole, there is an army of decent people who have been on pause and just want something decent to get back into the game to play. And I don't mean something phenomenal, just something decent. Something of progressive, valuable thinking for humanity. And that is not some loaded term. That means us thinking what's best for us and going and achieving it. There are a lot of people ready to do that. And there are a lot of people who say getting old gracefully is difficult. I say getting old gracefully is not all that difficult. In fact, I don't think of it as challenging at all. To think it's time to start seeing some true integration and what they got from the youngins. And I mean the youngins. I want to see what the 20-somethings have. I've always thought even when I was 20, but I still think it, so fuck it. When you're 20, of course, the world looks like a place where nobody will give you a fucking chance at all because nobody will. And then you're 30 and you've got some little bit of experience and some vertical of nonsense. And so that's the one that you either commit to because they'll give you an interview, or you start something else that's meaningful to you because, goddamn it, you're 30 and you got to build up some credibility in something. If you're going to start something now, you better start it now. So when you get to a point in time when you're 40 or 50 and you really do have some life, and you're still looking up thinking, why does everybody in Congress look like they just walked out of a goddamn casket? Well, you recognize one thing, and that is there is no distribution of power. There is concentration of power. There is centralization of power, and there are those who are in power who are keeping themselves in power. And power is even a strong word here, because they have no power over me, but they have power over our reality. They decide that which, honestly, is the emphasis of our humanity, collectively. And as much as they don't represent me in that regard, is how much they have no power over me. But given the power that they've accumulated in misrepresenting my interests, well, at any moment they could just snuff me out. So it's not that they don't have power, they just don't have power over me. And if snuffing me out, like Obi-Wan Kenobi said to Luke, or not to Luke, to Darth, strike me down, I will come back stronger than you know. Well, that shit's real. So, I mean, delusional or not, I don't care. That isn't a threat to me. So once the state has removed itself from having those powers over you, you come to see that the only reason they have that power over you is because you gave it to them. And the reason that they're clinging to that power over you is without it, they're nothing. So if I'm willing to say, fuck government the way it is, I actually kind of like the structure. I think we have some good ideas in our Constitution. Maybe some need to be added, some need to be subtracted, but we're off to a decent start. Let's make it work great for all of us. And that looks to me like a situation where we can just go lottery style on who represents us. Well, of course I think the young people don't have enough voice. Just like I think the poor don't have enough voice. Just like I think the blacks don't have enough voice. The Latinos. The Asians. The Native Americans. You want to talk about irony? We're a melting pot of, what, beta fish? It's disappointing that we can't recognize how glorious individual human manifestation on planet Earth, 867-5309, and the journey that accompanies it truly is for a soul willing to say, I'm here to be myself and hurt nobody on the way. Yeah, pipe dream and all that. But those dreams aren't unrealizable. We're just choosing another way to go. One filled with pain, suffering, guns, death, money as a system of judgment. It's all a lot harder life than the one we could choose. And we'll stop on this one. You know what I gotta get over, and I know there are people who are like, yeah, you do gotta get over that. Shoes that almost fit, that I love. I have a pair of Stegmanns that, if I'm guessing, are 44s, and I need a 43. A 43 is a perfect fit. And a 44 is slightly loose. I love the shoe so much that I wear it anyway. But it's slightly loose enough that it's dangerous to wear that shoe in snow. To the point where it's like, if I go out in snow and fall and break my fucking neck wearing Stegmanns, I'll so deserve that death. I'll so deserve it that I kind of don't want to wear my Stegmanns anymore, except in the safest of circumstances. Because if irony's ever going to find me, it'll find me in a pair of Stegmanns.